Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setup for today. So if I just minimize that, you'll see we are very clear in a range here. And let's get to the bottom of this. That's kind of our structure at the moment. That's what we are working with. And I could also add another sort of level just kind of in there. And you see that paying. There's quite a bit of action at that level, and we'll get to them now in the hour. Just looking at the oscillators, we've got a crossover pointing to the downside, fairly strong bar to the downside here. The Nasdaq was kind of hammered yesterday, which is what happens when the Fed start talking rate increases and they start becoming hawkish. Then basically the Nasdaq gets hammered for a bit before people find value and start buying back into those stocks. So right now, this is we're waiting for earnings. I think that's the bottom line at the moment. We are just waiting for earnings. Level to the upside, and then this is my final level to the downside. And the last thing I want to do here is inside this range. And I think if you're watching the Forex videos, you would have seen this pattern play out on Euro USD, where we're forming a flat top triangle within a range, and eventually you get the breakthrough. It takes a while, but that's kind of the structure that starts building. Anyway, looking at the 3 hour, so we were below the moving averages. We got above it early in the week, and then we formed this triangle double top type structure here. If I just get sorry, I lost my square, but let's do it this way. There is a double top. You can see that's the double top there. If I move that down, double top target has been met. So that measured move has played out. So for me at the moment, there is another level we need to be paying attention to, and that is the low of last week. So you can see these dotted lines are the week, and it is a bit of structure here as well. So that's at 46.64. That's the area we need to pay attention to right now. Oscillators starting to move to the downside. They're not grouped yet. I'm looking for this kind of grouping is probably going to happen shortly. And the next question is, last line of defense is going to be this 4600 area, which we have tested once this week. Be interesting to see if we test it again this week. Okay, so just looking at that, look at the hour. Beautiful setup here. Nice grouping of the oscillators. I'm looking for a crossover and then to get above the 20. And then a bit of a flag forming here, a bit of a double bottom. If you look at this on the Bollinger Bands, you'll probably see a W for a bottom forming on the Bollinger Bands. So this is what I'm looking at here. It's 46.64. I want to see us get above and reclaim it and move to the upside. So just bear in mind, earnings season kicks off, and it always, how do I put it? It's just it's a funny thing for me to watch. Got to be polite today. And a lot of people, a lot of fearmongers talk about, oh, this stock's going to crash and the market's going to crash and this is going to crash and this is overvalued and that's overvalued. And there's a lot of sort of noise in the market, which is bearish noise and doom and gloom type noise. But at the end of the day, companies don't join a stock market to lose money. They join an exchange to make money. Investors don't invest in a company to lose money. They invest in a company to make money. So when people are piling in, they're not just piling in for the sake because the stock going. There's fundamentals that they're doing. So your big hedge fund, no, not really the hedge funds, but your big investment funds are definitely piling money into stocks from their investors, their customers, with a sound track record or with good fundamentals of that. So when you get a couple of people that are just looking for the limelight, I suppose, and always doom and gloom, always talking the market's going to crash and bust and this and that creates a fear, and the fear is where you see these quick sell-offs, and then the smart money buys in. You get another quick sell-off, smart money buys in. So what's happening now? Another quick sell-off. Are we going to get smart money coming in? I do suspect we are going to get smart money coming in somewhere in this area that we're in. So this this is, for me, the line in the sand. It's 46.64. I want to see a move above it, test it, and then we start moving up. Otherwise, it's on this trend line, which is at 4,600. So 4,600 would be another opportunity. But looking at the oscillators, I'd definitely not be looking to short this. I'm looking for opportunity to buy it down at this level. Anyway, you need to wait for some earnings come out. That's all happening sort of pre-market. They're not really going to impact the S&P, more going to impact the Dow Jones today. But it's still going to give you an indication of what to come. So for me, I am definitely looking at the structure that's forming here to say, well, there is a potential for a move to the upside. Bit of a gap here on the 15-minute. So, and you can see it's a higher low. We're now forming a higher high. So break and retest of this 46.64, and we start building a base. It's a nice area for a long with a stop below the swing low here. So we also have broken this trend line of yesterday. If you draw it like that, you'll see there's my, sorry, let me just get it exact. Okay, so there's first touch, second touch, third touch. We touched it there. We've broken above it. We've attempted to test the break. So I suspect we'll probably have another little bit of a pullback. Probably just form a bit of a range here while we wait for Europe to open. And then we'll probably range around until the first set of results comes out later this morning. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. This is looking interesting. I'm very keen to see what happens, but I will wait for some of the results to come out before I start jumping into this. Looking for a break and retest of 46.64. Stop is right below 46.47. I'd actually put the stop down to 46.40 or 46.38, just to give you a bit of a buffer in case there is another little push down. But that's kind of my view. Definitely looking for opportunities here. It's well worth the risk in my view anyway. And that, in fact, there's a stop area right there. That is 46.37, 46.35, 46.35 probably the better bet. Just below this bit of structure here. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. It is looking relatively interesting. Love the setups on the oscillators at least to come back and test the moving averages, break all this break here from the last 2 days. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now. No, not tomorrow morning, Monday morning. Have a good weekend. Cheers.